The PowerA enhanced wired controller featured in today's review was provided courtesy of PowerA. Spring is once again upon us with its bright skies, green grass, and overcompensating motorcyclists back on the road. For us Xbox fans, however, this spring has brought a new selection of controllers by PowerA in a number of fun pastel colors. PowerA was kind enough to send one my way to check out, and I am once again reminded why they are my favorite modern third-party controller company. The new PowerA Spring Collection controllers come in an Xbox accessory-inspired box. The controller is on proud display on the front in your chosen color and has a few key highlights. The side of the box showcases another look at the controller, while the opposite side further exhibits main features and a contents list. On the back, we are treated to a number of product shots that each present functions of the controller. Yes, this box does try to give you all the info you could ever want. Opening the package, you'll find your controller, USB cable, and a user's manual. Like most PowerA controllers, the new Spring Collection shares a similar shape and profile as that of an official first-party controller. All of the buttons you would expect to find are present and joined by the addition of two remappable rear buttons and a headset volume rocker. Each face button has a nice feel and throw distance, but is a bit loud. The D-pad is smooth and rolls beautifully. Thumbsticks have good resistance and grip, and with the included anti-friction rings, rotate smoothly. The bumpers are a particular highlight to me as they have an amazing feel and remain perfectly usable no matter where they are pressed. Unfortunately, the triggers are less impressive, with minimal resistance and a hollow feel when pressed. The two rear buttons have perfect placement and should be useful to users of any hand size. The overall frame is much lighter than a standard Xbox controller, but remains substantial enough to have the necessary build strength needed to survive your daily gaming habits. Even more aggressive players will find that PowerA's enhanced controllers can hold up better than the first impressions would suggest. The textured back will also ensure that the controller won't slip from your hands even during the most sweaty of gameplay. The micro USB cable fits snugly into the controller, ensuring there should be no accidental unplugs during play. The headset port likewise keeps a firm grip on your 3.5mm headset connection. Now as for the colors, PowerA has released a total of 5 new colors for the Spring Collection, and each is a stunner in its own way. I was sent the pink lemonade version, and the transitioning of the pink to the yellow is a nice sight to behold. So much so that my daughter keeps asking when I will hurry up and be done with this review so she can have it.
This tour is mine now.
She doesn't care when I review plain old boring controllers. I am a fan of the contrast given by the white buttons, thumb caps, and USB cable, and the metallic D-pad is a nice touch. The solid pink backplate likewise provides a good offset, and the glossy shoulder buttons are very pleasing. Like all modern Xbox controllers, the PowerA enhanced wired controller works out of the box with all Xbox One and Series consoles, plus Windows PCs. Hooking the controller up to my Xbox's USB port had me enjoying my library of games instantly. Being wired ensures that latency is lower than a standard wireless Xbox controller, but comes at the cost of having a wire strewn across your setup. At my desk, it isn't much of a problem. But out in the living room, such a cord is an absolute no-go, with kids and pets being a constant hazard. So keep that in mind as you dive in. The experience matches or exceeds a standard controller in nearly every regard. Every game behaves exactly as you would hope, and even the one downside of the controller for my tastes, the looser triggers, don't negatively impact the experience in any noticeable way. Thumbstick Performance was particularly pleasing, with aiming and apex feeling on point and there being no inconsistent ranges to be found. Every face button registers promptly and accurately, and repeated input is no problem. The D-pad allows for fighting games and Tony Hawk to be played with more precision, and the diagonals and rollability are top tier. What sets apart the PowerA controllers though is the included remappable back buttons. They are easy to assign to any of the controller's functions, so I typically like to use them for a game's D-pad functionality, if it isn't a D-pad exclusive game like the aforementioned Tony Hawk. For example, using healing items and swapping firing modes in Apex. This makes accessing these features far easier and as a result a better gameplay experience. The controller also remembers these mappings even if unplugged, so you don't have to worry about assigning them each time. As advertised, the controller also works perfectly on my Windows 10 and 11 PCs, making it a great cost-effective option for PC players that prefer to use controllers. No extra driver setup or weird workarounds are required here, just plug and play. As for headset functionality, I am pleased that there aren't the typical audio dropouts found with wireless Xbox controllers. Spatial sound options are fully supported as well, allowing for enhanced experiences with positional audio for competitive games. The built-in volume slider and mic mute are a huge time saver over navigating into the Xbox guide, especially if your headset doesn't have a built-in mute function. As far as complaints with PowerA's enhanced controllers go, I really have none outside of nitpicking. I wish the USB cable was USB-C instead of micro USB. The frame could have had a bit more weight to it for the general feeling of stability, buttons are a bit noisy, and the triggers could have had a bit more resistance. But as you can see, none of that has made any negative impact on the task at hand of playing games. As long as your setup can allow for it, PowerA enhanced wired controllers make for great alternative options to Microsoft's first-party offerings. They are cheaper, have all the traditional functionality, and then some, plus they look great with all the color options available. This new spring collection in particular is quite the visual treat. The gameplay is on point, and thumbsticks and bumpers specifically are a true highlight. PowerA has again shown me why they are my favorite third-party accessories maker, and once you give the enhanced wired controllers a try, I think you will see why. And that is the PowerA wired enhanced controller in its new spring makeover. Just an absolutely fun controller to look at and a great performer, and well worth looking into for all Xbox players. Big thank you again to PowerA for sending this my way to check out and make a video for each and every one of you, and thank you all for watching. It means a lot to us that you support this channel, and you really help keep it growing with said support. But I do have a couple of huge favors to ask you here at the end. Hit that thumbs up, thumbs down button depending on how much you like this video, and how cute is this baby, I mean, come on. But also hit that sub button, notification bell, so you can see when new content goes live on the channel. Again, helps us keep that forward momentum going, so big shout out to each and every one of you for doing so. Now, if you'd like to further help support the channel, there's a join button down here on YouTube or a Patreon link in the bottom right hand corner of the screen that you can click on to drop as little as $1 to help support the channel and keep this content coming your way. Big thank you to all of our current champions. Y'all are amazing. Thank you so much for being our rock stars. Just amazing support. Thank you. But until next time, my wonderful internet peeps, I have children to attend to, so we'll see you back next video.